What's up, everybody? Hello, everybody. This is Mel Rapozo with a very quick video. As you can imagine, uh, I think a lot of you probably will expect me to start blowing a gasket. I already did that. Already did that. Already, after watching the governor's press conference, well, the first thing today, seeing the case counts, 1,100 cases, which we all expected. Well, I shouldn't say we all, because our leaders apparently don't, but we did. We saw it coming based on all of the experts that we have been talking to, all of the experts that we have been talking to. And there's just too many to list if you think about it. Dr. Lee Altenberg, Dr. Chiba, Dr. Dworkin, Dr. Miskovich, Dr. Chong Hansen, Dr. O'Carroll, Dr. Jerome Kim. We saw this coming. We knew this was coming a month ago, maybe even longer. And we knew this day would come. I mean, we've been seeing it. And, regardless of the glitch, I don't really care about the excuses. It's not about excuses. It's about protecting our people. And we know one thing, right? That the daily average over the last 3 days is well over 700 cases, 2,000 plus cases in 3 days. So that was enough to drive anybody crazy, right? And then the governor decides he wants to do a press conference to talk about restrictions. That's what it was, how it was. That's the link I saw. But anyway, I tuned in. And I almost had to shut it off, but I stuck it out and I watched, hoping that that I would hear something that I thought would really help. And if you watched it, it didn't. There was nothing in there. There was actually nothing in that press conference that led me to believe that that we are gonna get through this without a lot of illness and without a lot of death. That's just, again, we knew this was coming. The thing that bothers me the most about today's press conference was, and if you haven't watched it, go check it out. I think I shared it on my page, but you can find it on any of the news Facebook pages or the news websites. But we knew this was coming, and we had hoped that our leadership would start listening to the experts, the experts that don't rely on politics, that they rely on trends and numbers and cases and analysis and trends. And what we heard today was a governor and a state health director put the entire burden of this variant, this virus, on the shoulders of the people. So while I could drop some F-bombs and get really, really angry, which obviously you can, if you know me, I'm pissed. But we are in trouble, and we now have been told that we're doing the best we can, and you guys got to prepare. You folks, now, unless your attitudes change, you guys gonna have to prepare for what's to come. In other words, you better make sure you have food. You better make sure you have facilities. You better make sure that you can take care of your family when they get sick. That's what I got out of that press conference, the entire press conference. And it was obviously, there were parameters that they had set with the governor and the director of health, so they would be on the same page. Well, they were on the same page. Even Libby Char, which I got to tell you, I'm kind of disappointed, because you would think that their loyalty was to the science and to the health and not to politics. But it's clear that it's all politics. There's so many, everything is they're dividing the people, right? They're dividing the people. I don't think there was one positive comment that was posted during that press conference on the pages. I did not see one. Everyone is tired. Everyone is exhausted. Everyone is scared. Anxiety is at its all-time high. And I look to our governor and I look to our director of health as as a resource for us to be calm and to tell us that it's going to be okay. And what we heard today was, it's on us. It's on us. And, I've been preaching for the last month or 3 weeks about personal lockdowns and making sure we do what we got to do to keep ourselves safe. But we can do that. And I think for most part, we are doing that. But the one thing that he failed to recognize was that the travel is a problem. It was clear for me anyway. It was clear from day one. From day one. By the way, if you guys can share this, I need everybody to hear this. I need everybody to hear this. I need everybody. And I'm not here to rile up the troops or to increase anxiety. I'm here to relay to you the information that I get from experts that have no political connection. That we should have saw this coming. But anyway, we have been preaching, Charlie and I on our show have been preaching the personal lockdowns, personal responsibility. But we know for a fact that as long as we have an influx of travel, it's not just meant to tourists, it's for local residents too. As long as we have this influx of numbers coming in on a daily basis, 30,000, 35,000, whatever, you guys have succeeded with your Unsafe Travels program. You've made Hawaii attractive. You've made Hawaii become a destination again after a horrific COVID lockdown. So you've accomplished your mission. You've put a lot of money in your industry's pockets, all at the expense of the safety of our residents. But it has been clear from day one, from the original press conference that Governor Ige had back in March of 2020. And if you didn't see that video, you can go back and watch it. It's on my page somewhere. I don't know. It's on my YouTube channel. I don't even know where it's at anymore. But it was very clear that the priority for this administration, the state administration, was the visitor industry. And they felt that they needed to get that back up to speed as fast as possible. They came up with all these programs, Safe Travels, which I call the unsafe. It's not a safe travel program. That's been proven enough times with experts and mathematicians and scientists, and we know it's not working. The governor and lieutenant governor will never admit that. They will tell you till today and try to convince you that it's working. Well, it's not working. You know it's not working because when we stop the testing, the cases blew up. And when we relied on a phony program called the vaccination exemption, the cases blew up. And the fact that the lieutenant governor came out and said no one was going to falsify these documents because it's a federal document and you can go to jail. Oh, come on, man. You're not even checking the validity of these cards. Yeah, we had a tip from the community a couple of days ago that got 2 people arrested. Hooray. 2. I guess what my point is that we now got to accept the fact. We got to accept the fact that this governor, this lieutenant governor, has made their priority the industry, tourism. And they're not going to do anything to interrupt that industry. We know, and I know some of you guys are not going to want to hear this, but we know what needs to be done to stop this current surge, which is incredible. We know. I mean, I'll tell you right now, and I might lose a lot of friends with this, but I tell you right now, we gotta stop the surge, and you stop the surge by testing everybody that comes into our state on every island. I sorry, hotels, airlines. I sorry, but if this continues, we're going to see a lot of illness, a lot of death, and we will see a lockdown, a real lockdown. 2 weeks, stay at home. 2 weeks, stay at home. Everybody, stay at home. That has to come from the governor. We need a 2-week stay-at-home order right now to stop the surge. And we need to put the travel, I'm not going to call it Safe Travel. I cannot call it Safe Travels program. The unsafe travel, we got to require the pre and post testing. We got to put in the quarantine with some modifications. Local residents, you can quarantine at your house. Jesus Christ, you don't have to go stay in a bubble resort. But if you want to stop this surge, we got to do a stay at home right now. I don't know, the governor keeps talking, we're monitoring. What is there to monitor? I mean, if today didn't scare the crap out of you, then apparently you're not going to get it. And your loyalty to the industry is just too strong for whatever reason. You came out with restrictions that have absolutely no impact on the case counts, guys. Think about it. They went from 75% to 50%. Restaurant Association came out and said that's not going to change us. It's not going to change because the number, they are already, because of size limitations and social distancing, they're already at 50%. It's not going to impact anybody. I don't know how else to say this, but he did nothing except prohibit local families from having a cookout in their backyard or a dinner in your home with more than 10 people. That is a taboo. But that's what his restrictions that he announced a couple of days ago, that's what it did. It didn't do anything for the gatherings. He came out, he said indoor gatherings limited to 10, and including churches, and then he comes out the next day, I misspoke. We're exempting churches. Well, we know churches are a part of the clusters, as is restaurants and bars and other gatherings, concerts, orchestras, the Waikiki Shell. Oh, if you have over 100 people, you just got to clear it with your mayor. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop the spread. Travel, only 2% of the travelers, visitors are our cases. I'm tired of arguing that point already. Because if you cannot see that the tourists aren't getting tested, then I can't help you. And I'm not going to convince you. But I expect our governor, more so our lieutenant governor, who's a medical doctor, supposedly, I cannot accept the fact that they don't see that. I don't. They're in the mix. They're in the mix. They have access to all the data. But you know for a fact that visitors not going to come in and get tested. And the local residents, until they get sick, they're not going to test either. Until they have spread the virus to 5, 6, 7 people. And then someone gets sick. And then they do contact tracing, whatever little contact tracing that they can manage with the small staff that they have. And then they'll pick up a few more. No, we got to stop the spread. No, we're not going to prepare like it's a hurricane, because you cannot stop the hurricane. That's a natural disaster that you have no power of stopping. So in that case, yes, you prepare for the devastation. But in a virus where we have resources, mechanisms in place or should be in place to stop the virus from coming in and from being spread in gatherings, and you choose not to do that, this is not like a damn hurricane. This is not like a hurricane. Stop calling this like a damn hurricane. I don't know what more to. I spoke to Senator Kochi. I spoke to Senator De La Cruz. I spoke to the mayor's office today. You can only imagine, what's going through my mind. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I just know that a lot more than what many people know because of the people that we've had on and the research that I have done. And this book has been written. This book has been written. We just got to read them. We got to read them. Guys, this is not a joke. This is real. This is what happened in other countries, in other states. And if we don't get our shit together and come up with a common plan between the state and the counties, and that's why I believe it's a statewide mandate. It should not be left up to the mayors. And many of you are asking about the mayor of Kauai, Derek. I can tell you right now that the mayor is working on some things that I am not at liberty to say with the governor. I can only tell you that he is very concerned and doing what he can to get some relief here on Kauai. But that's not what this is about. This is about a message that came out today that put the entire burden of this virus on the people, telling us we need to change our behavior. We need to get a grip. We need to make the change when he chooses not to make the change. This governor has chosen not to make the change. He has chosen to go status quo and come out and make statements like, make restrictions like it's supposed to solve this crisis, where we know that what he did is going to have no effect. How dare you come out and make like you have these new restrictions, like you're the man, and your restrictions are meaningless. You saw in a paper yesterday, Honolulu Symphony said, we're going on this plan. We're just going to make sure we be safe. Yeah. Some of you guys are asking about if we're going to have a show. We're going to have a show tonight. It'll be Dr. Miskovich will be on. And I can promise you next week we'll line up the week with experts. We got Mayor Harry Kim coming on Monday. I had a good talk with Harry Kim right before I went live because I needed a sensei. I needed someone to calm me down because I was so angry. And I still am. But I also appreciate Mayor Kim's philosophy that, now is not the time to put people against people and raise the levels of anxiety. But I think it's important that you guys understand that we are in a crisis right now. We're in a crisis. And, this governor has it all backwards, where if you heard today, there were many references to resources. We're limited. So they're basing their plan or whatever they want to call it on the resources available, when that is so ass backwards. No, you set the plan that you need to do to curb this virus now, and then you go get the resources. You go get the resources. You don't go, we only get this much. So, you got 5 kids that are hungry. You don't go get one loaf of bread and say, hey, no, you go clean a yard, go do something, earn some money, go buy the food. You go get the resources to implement the plan that you need to implement to stop this surge. How freaking hard is that to understand? We're not buying your doggone excuses about resources. We're not buying that shit anymore. We aren't. You got millions or hundreds of $1 million. And by the way, I'm on my lunch break right now. So if anyone has any thoughts about, is Jackass getting paid? No, I'm not getting paid. This is my lunch break. This is my lunch break, right? To change my shirt and all, just so I could come and share with you guys my heart. I got my daughter that's in Oregon right now, COVID. I got a lot of shit on my head. And when I hear this guy who can make a difference, this governor that can make a difference with very, very small changes that we know will work because we've done it the last go around. And to sit up there and say, we're still monitoring. Well, listen up, Governor. Monitor the numbers that came out today. And don't give me that crap about, there was an interruption in the Monday, Tuesday number. I don't care. Don't put that crap on us. You don't put that on us. Fix your damn system. It's not the first time. We know one thing. 3-day average, over 700 cases a day, Governor. If you still need to monitor, then we need to get you out of there. We need to get you out because you're creating a bigger hazard and risk for our people, our kids, our kupuna. Seriously. You are in the wrong position. People tell me, Mel, you got to watch what you say. Why? Why do I have to watch what I say? Well, it might affect your chances if you run again. Right now, politics is the farthest thing in my head. Although when things like this happen, it makes me want to run because, really, where's our leaders? Where are they? Somebody got to hold this guy accountable. Somebody got to hold this guy accountable. You toss it right on us. You guys got to change. We know that. Guys, we have done our best. And each and every one of you have done your best to get people to get vaccinated, to be safe. We have done everything humanly possible. But this is where leaders got to lead. Leaders got to make decisions that are not popular. Sorry, I get worked up, guys. You know for a fact, Governor, Lieutenant Governor, you know for a fact, the first thing you got to do is re-implement the testing on all travelers, post and pre. You know that. That is something you cannot avoid. But you make a damn good argument. And yeah, but that's the numbers we get. The numbers we get, it shows a very small percentage. Test the same amount of locals that you test. And I mean, test the same amount of visitors that you test the locals. And then you tell me if that's the same damn percentage. You cannot tell me 35,000 people coming into the state and 2% are positive. No, sorry. Yeah, you're going to upset their hotels. Yeah, you're going to upset the airlines. Yeah, you're going to upset the visitor industry. Yeah, and I feel sorry for those guys that their jobs are on the line. I really do. Trust me. I've been blessed. I have a job that we never stop working. Both my wife and I. So I feel you. But I also feel the people that are losing loved ones, permanent illness on... you guys know what I'm talking about, man. We had Sean on the show the other night. Now you tell me you cannot give up 2 weeks of your life so that we can stop this damn surge? I'm telling you, 2 week stay at home. Now, let me clarify that. Because I understand the importance of being able to get outside and get exercise and get fresh air. We did it before, people. Remember when we had the stay at home. You were allowed to go out to exercise. You were allowed to go out and walk your dog. You were allowed to go out and run down the beach. We can do it again. Just no more gatherings. 2 weeks, people. We got to clip this surge. I don't know what more we can say to get that across people's heads. We got to clip the surge. We'll be at 2,000 a day, 3,000 a day. Where are we going to put our sick people? Where are we going to put our sick people? You remember when we started and we were watching the news on the mainland and they were talking to doctors who say, we got to pick between who lives and who dies. Maybe you all forgot. I haven't. I haven't forgotten that. So we can sit back and do what we have been doing and get to that point. And just let it run its course. And just let people get sick and let people get die. Or we can do what we need to do for a short period of time to clip this virus and stop the influx of virus coming into our state. Schools, I would not send my kid to school today. Unvaccinated, definitely not send them. And I realize there's hardships that come with that, but I would not send my kid. Dr. Tim Brown, East West Center, said the same thing. How can you say you cannot gather in any setting, but schools it's okay? Because it's okay that your kid gets sick? I mean, you guys send confusing messages. 2 weeks, people. 2 weeks to clip the surge. I'm willing to do it. I ain't a rich man, trust me. But if anybody need help financially, we'll run a damn GoFundMe. We'll do whatever we got to do to get the assistance out to people that need them, if you need it. This isn't a freaking joke. This isn't a hurricane. It's not a tsunami. This is not a tsunami. This is not a natural disaster. And the saddest part of all of this is that we can stop it. We should have started a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago. If we had reinstated pre and post travel testing 6 weeks ago or even a month ago, we would be nowhere near the numbers we have today. And I don't care what the governor or the lieutenant governor says. I really don't, because to me, they have lost all credibility in my mind. But give me Altenberg, give me Brown, give me Chiba, give me Dworkin, give me Miskovich, any day of the week. Because you know why? Because everything they said came to be. Everything they said came to be. Everything that the governor has said and everything that the lieutenant governor has said has been proven to be wrong. The lieutenant governor this morning came out and said that hang on guys, we're going to see the drop in numbers in the next 2 to 3 weeks. What is he reading? What is he reading? Obviously not listening to the experts. Yeah, he's listening to the experts, all right, the industry experts. I don't care. You want to text me, Lieutenant Governor? You want to send your goons? Do it. Because you know what? I've had enough, as you can tell. I have had enough. We've tried everything we possibly can. And we're not going to stop. We're going to keep bringing experts on. We're going to keep. I got emails out to a ton of experts right now that I sent out after that press conference to get them on our show. And we need you guys to share this message to everyone and share it and and ask everyone else that you share it to share it. We want this thing to go viral. We want the people to understand that we need to do our part. I got that. And that is a valid point the governor made. Hey, it's on you all. Yeah, it is. And we know that. And for some of you guys that continue to go out and party and continue to go out to bars and take pictures without your masks on, shame on you. And some of you guys, I see your posts criticizing the governor, criticizing he needs to do something, but yet you have not taken individual personal responsibility. And if I'm touching a nerve, I'm sorry. You cannot have your cake and eat it too. We all do our part. The state does their part. We will get through this. We do our part. The state doesn't do their part. We ain't going to get through it. That's it, guys. That's the message. That's the message. I love each and every one of you guys. I pray for all of you. I pray for our governor. I pray for our lieutenant governor. I pray that our Department of Health director, Libby Char, would get the courage to stand up and say what needs to be done and not fall within the parameters set forth to her by the governor. She needs to be the health director. She needs to stand up and say, we need to stop the influx of the virus. I'm not saying stop the travel. I'm saying you test everybody that comes in. Residents, visitors, freaking dogs and cats. I don't care. Everybody needs to get tested. And you quarantine until you get a negative test. That's what that needs to be done. Anything short of that, guys, people gonna get sick, people gonna die. Fear mongering, call it what you want. That's the facts. And we'll have Dr. Miskovich on tonight. We're taking the weekend off. I'm gonna need this weekend off. But Monday we'll be back with Mayor Kim. And we'll get Dr. Dara O'Carroll making his Hanaho appearance with us on Tuesday. Dr. Dara O'Carroll, who has, if you've seen his posts, I've been sharing it on my page. Go check it out. These guys have no dog in the fight other than their love for the people of Hawaii. And they're not afraid to stand up and speak. They are not afraid to speak. Somebody's asking about how you can remove the governor. In Hawaii, it's just like Congress. You cannot, there's no impeachment for the people. It has to be done at the legislature. It has to be done by the legislature, just like to impeach a president. So we don't have initiative referendum powers when it comes to impeachment. So I've reached out to the legislature. I've asked them to consider holding this guy accountable, consider having a Senate COVID committee meeting. And Senator De La Cruz said that he would reach out to the other members of the committee. Thank you, Donovan. Thank you, Ron Kochi. But we got to do what we can do. All the FUs on Facebook is not gonna do anything. So you and your friends and family got to have that discussion, and you got to talk to you guys selves about being personally, individually responsible. Which means for the next couple weeks, 3 weeks, stay away from the bars, stay away from the restaurants. Take out, guys. Patsy and I support local, and we take out. We can support local. There's a lot of things we can do. What about schools? What I just said. If I had my kid, I would not send my kid to school. That's just me. I tell you, I just mentioned my daughter has COVID right now. She's sick, and she's in Oregon, unvaccinated. So I guess I have a little fire burning in me even more now. But my point is this: even before my daughter got sick, I would never send my kid to school. I wouldn't. I would go. I would go wash cars. I would go clean yards. If I couldn't work because I had to stay home with my kid. I would not send my kid, like I wouldn't send my kid in a beach that had sharks. I wouldn't. I would never send my kid to school. But I respect all of you guys' choices. You guys weigh out the risk and you make your decisions. But I mean, I feel so powerless because there's really nothing I can do except share my thoughts and my heart, and that's what I try to do. And there's no other reason other than I'm afraid, guys. I am really afraid, and I don't scare easily. I don't, but this is real, and if we don't get it down right, if we don't take personal responsibility, we only can control what we can control, what we can do, and that starts by taking care of yourselves, taking care of your families. And we all need to do it. And we need to encourage our friends and families to do the same. But the state got to step in. The state got to implement the testing. And the state gotta I'm telling you, gotta go on a 2 week stay at home. 2 weeks stay at home. Or it's not going to go away, people. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. I got to get back to work, guys. I love you guys. I pray for all of you. I love you. Thanks for paying attention. Don't forget, share this to everyone you know. And I know I'll get flack, but what the hell? I'm Portuguese. I can take it. God bless you guys. Stay safe. Love y'all.